Okay, this small video is going to be on just how I kind of lay the painting out and sketch it within the studio and upon the canvas and so on. The beginning lay-in of the painting. You notice that I have a computer on the left, photos that I have taken myself and so on, and I would never use anybody else's. But anyway, I put it together, and then these crop marks are automatic. When you do a crop, it will divide the canvas into 9 equal areas, and this is sometimes kind of, I call it kind of like the imitation golden mean, because it's not exactly accurate or anything. You can see that this telephone pole is right in this way, right in the right on the line here, and so I can just put that right in, and it's about halfway down from that. So it's kind of grayish, so I'll just throw it in with the white, just to separate that a little bit. And now you can use any color you want or whatever to lay your sketch out. Typically a blue, cerulean blue or something on that order works pretty nice at times. This tree hits about right here, and it's a little over halfway, as you can see, between these 2 points. Here's a point, 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 9 equal sections. So it allows you to kind of throw it in a little bit easier. So you don't really have to think a lot other than get a good image and a good design in the first place. And I thought that kind of stuff out already. So here's a telephone pole coming down here. We'll just put that in right here. Here's a darker area of the tree coming down here. And here's that corn, a little bit of that corn here. It's not quite that high within this section, so I'll pull it down a little bit more. Comes around here, and we see it in that section. We're just going by larger sections here. We're dividing it up into pieces. Here's that dark, where that tree is, right in this area. It cuts across this. I'll just put this in so that you can see it better. Maybe that's easier for you to understand. So we're going to lay this in here a little bit. You notice that the road, I have road comes down here and is over and into this area here. Cuts across, comes out, and then this comes. I'm going to make it a little bit narrower, make it look like it's further away. And then this comes down to right about here. Okay? Okay, then we have the trees. The one area of trees here. The baseline of the trees are about right here. You notice that some of these trees, they go over this line here. And this is fairly large, and it goes all the way over here, and it starts to turn up. These are the larger group of trees. Here's where that large tree on the left stops at this area about right here. We can see that underneath here we've got this tree. It's not quite the middle of this rectangle, so I'm not coming up quite that far. We can see that it's coming down here. We've got this other tree right in this area, and then comes down and hits the road. It hits the road right here. Okay, and we see that right here is some more of the cornfield. The cornfield that's opposite this tree on this side, and that comes down here, and here's the ditch, comes down here, and then it comes up here. Okay, so we'll just put that in with this green here just to set it down so we can see that. Because it's a darker area, we just want to settle it down a little bit here to identify where it goes and so on. So here also we have a sky hole that's up above here, about right here. We have more trees and so on. And we have a sky hole up in this area, and then a couple other sky holes that we don't care about right now. All right, so we still have to set the horizon. Horizon line is actually about right here, but that is not the tree line. I mean, here's a tree line for the first grove of trees. Then it goes back here. This is horizon line, but it's if you wanted to give it a placement, it's behind the hill. So we're going to place that here. It's not too far. It's not in the middle. It's just about right here. However, I want to accentuate this hill a little bit, so I'm going to put some more depth or height on this hill, and add a little bit more character to it. It's more lyrical, in my way of thinking anyway. And then this comes up here, and we're going to add a little bit more to this. You don't want any of these points hitting and meeting together. That's bad design. You don't want the top of this tree, for instance, to line up with the top of this mountain. You want it to always stagger, and it also gives a better perspective to the piece. And so this is that larger, darker area up towards the top, and this is part of a town or something right at this point. if we had to put in, it'd be right about, there's a stopping point. I kind of want to use something here to a stopping point because I don't want you to float off this edge. So therefore I'm going to place right here this water, there's a water tower, and this is a new water tower, but I'm going to use probably old type that I remember when I was young in Wilton, Minnesota, because I come from a little dinky town up north in Minnesota, and I'll be using that. Here's the top of the telephone pole sticking out above these trees right here. So here's one of those pine trees, and here's another pine tree. It goes just beyond here, and this one is actually a little bit shorter. But I'm going to put 3 in here and stagger it, make this maybe a little larger. Here's your dark area back here. Okay, and I'll put another line. I'll put another line here where the here's the light area of the corn, and this is the darker area down here. All right, so that's exactly about what we have here. We got this large tree, and with a large tree like this, don't allow it to come up to the top and touch the top and so on. Thoroughly bad design. If you want to show this as being a large tree, then make it so large that it goes off the canvas. Don't allow it to kind of meander right in here. Just near touching the top of the canvas and so on. If you do, get it down here a little bit further. If you screw around too close to this top, it looks like bad design, it feels like bad design, and it also looks like you're trying to keep that tree smaller, and it will not look like a large tree. This will look definitely like a large tree, for it certainly is. Because it cannot be contained within the canvas, okay? So this is initial land for this this farm scene. It's just a pasture scene, a road leading into a farm back here somewhere. But I like this. I love this tree so much that I'm making it the subject of my painting in a lot of ways. And you notice that I have that golden mean 9-section dot. I have it right at that telephone pole, and this dark area. This is a darker area back here of that tree. So I will probably try to keep the darkest area in the painting right here, and the brightest differences and contrast within the colors and so on as well, right in this area. So that completes the layout of this painting. This is a part 1 of a few part series, but I want to touch on each of the areas a little bit so you can identify. Remember, we want our blues to be in the background, and we certainly have that back in here. This will be, we'll have our light blues back here and so on. So, and also within the painting, I see some reds in the skies and so on. We'll address those later. So thank you. Subscribe, please like, because I want to know I'm doing this for somebody, for some reason. And then we'll go on from there. There'll be a couple more parts, and we'll do the lay-in of the color and so on next, followed by the block-in. This is the I call it the lay-in and so on, and we'll block in the colors next, and then we'll do refinement afterwards. So thank you. Bye.